tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove. Synchronized slurp now, we're on the move.
Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time.
Talking gold and silver and crypto too. With Joe and the gang, it's what we do.
Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time. We're stacking sats, we're stacking gold. In the world of finance, real gold. Every sip, every chart, we're on our way to financial freedom, come what may.
So grab that tasty beverage, let's get in the groove. Synchronized slurp now, we're on the move.
Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time. Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time.
Just a casual new gold all-time high. Just totally cash, man. Just out of the blue. Just straight to the moon. Alice will talk gold new all-time high. Today we'll take a look at that. Of course, we'll take a look at the price of silver, Bitcoin, some crypto too, and a couple of other bits and pieces. It's Friday. Welcome to the last day of the week. If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But if you're watching live, geez, man, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers. With me, Joe Main, random Australian dude, coming to you live on X and on YouTube right now. But in the first couple of minutes of the show, we do the synchronized slurp. Grab a tasty beverage. You grab yours. I grab mine. We grab them together. We slurp them together. This is the thing, dudes. It is the honor system. You must do it audibly. Okay, wherever you are in the world, it's a favorite part of your day. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, slap it. Oh, extra slurpy today. Who am I? Let me fix this for you. Let me fix that. I've had a cap on the last couple of days. I'm getting a haircut straight after this show, pretty much. I'm Joe Main. I'm a random Aussie dude from Melbourne in Australia. I've stacked precious metals, silver mainly, since 2010, and I've been a stacker of crypto since 2013. Not so much at the moment, a little bit of seeing where it goes. And I stack skills, I stack stuff, whole thing, and that's what this show is all about. I've worked in the precious metals bullion industry, so I've served thousands of customers in my time selling them and giving them advice on how to get into the wonderful world of stacking precious metals. You know, what bar sizes, what's this, what, all that kind of stuff. I've answered all the questions a trillion times before. But I do this week daily live show now. Okay, so hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. Nearly 1,500 subscribers on YouTube, 3,500 and something followers on X. What a great way to start your stacking journey if you're a newbie as well. And if you're OG, you want to be part of the family. You get a warm and fuzzy feeling when you join the family. Speaking of the family, let's talk the family, and let's talk about Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, my brand sponsor. And also, Super Chat gets the first comment. Of course, a Super Chat right out the gate. Well, thank you very much, Richard Pin. Let me show you right there. There it is, Richard. Thank you, sir. Super Chat, $5 from Richard Pin. I appreciate it. GMS, thanks for taking the time to read comments and answer questions, mate. Not a problem. Yeah, by the way, crude oil is looking interesting. Yes, it is. And my friends at, not that I've met them, but I subscribe to North Star Bad Charts. They've been talking about crude recently as well. They've made this call last year, October last year, saying, watch out for oil, man. It is going higher and higher. So I can check the price of that today. No worries. That is great. What a roller coaster ride markets have become. Crazy, man. By the way, if you want to continue the conversation, head over to the Telegram channel. If you're watching this live right now, find this link right there, or you can just type in Google Telegram channel Good Morning Stackers TG, something like that. You can talk to each other 24/7, not just while you're on the live show. CT, GMS y'all, says CT. That's not even a Texan accent, I'm so sorry. CT from the Lone Star State in Texas. Ozguy, wow, what a week. Yeah. We'll take a look at the gold price in just a second. GMS, says Gerald Draper, the Don. GMS. Jason Ashworth, GMS. Morning, Joe. Morning, Jason. Good to see you. I want to get Jason's opinion on something today. I already know what your answer is, and I already, because you're a reasonable person. But I'd like to ask a question of our more left-leaning friends that watch this show. Hi, Pete. Hi, Pizza Silvery. Hi, Silver Ruger. Hey, what about hi to me? Come on, man. I'm watching the future. You are watching the future. G'day, Stackers. Tony Peterson, Chat Mum is here. Good to see you. Good morning, Chat fam. Great to see you. Silent Stacker is back. Good to see you, Silent Stacker. And Pete Repeat, of course. All right. Shall we? What shall we do first? We've got to talk about gold, man. Let's just go to that. Give me a second and I'll get this up right here. Again, if you would like to support the show, which of course you do, excuse me, as I get over this awful upper respiratory tract viral infection, which is taking its sweet ass time to do. In the meantime, if you have a chart request or anything, if there's a comment you really need me to see, or you just want to support the show because you love me, hit me up with a super chat, please. That is always wonderful. Yeah, let's do the gold thing. What the F? Just gold making a casual new all-time high. Okay, cool. Just overnight. Woke up this morning. It was starting to creep back up yesterday, and then we talked about those certain levels that we talked about, and then new all-time high. Let's take a look at the screen. Here is gold on the daily time frame price in USD. We have right now $3,187. Brand new all-time high for gold. Okay, in the last 24 hours roughly. So let me show you where we were yesterday. And I'll pop in my not the rectangle. I need my Fibonacci. Was it this one? No. It was this one. Let me just draw it in for you anyway. Right here, we had that move, and I did say, and I popped in a horizontal line as well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did. I said $3,120 was an area we needed to break above in order to say, oh, look, a new all-time high in gold coming really soon, okay? And this was yesterday. Let me just show you yesterday where we were. I can do a quick replay on that. Watch this. Look at, so the day's just opened. Here's where we were. I'm going to have to do that. Am I going to do that? And I have to do that on the 4 hour. Is that where we were? No, it wasn't. It was the following day. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is 16. 5. Let's go around about here-ish kind of mark, something like that. And I said, look, it's great that we found a potential bottom there. I did have drawn in here, and definitely wrong so far, definitely wrong. Of this, that's the wrong rectangle. I need the right rectangle. That's the right rectangle. I thought we would get into the support zone here. I thought we would get into this preferred support zone, but we didn't even hit it. So that was very bullish. Okay, I thought we'd hit after coming off this top here of 3,166 roughly. I thought we'd touch the zone here of 29.30 anywhere down to 27.80. Definitely thought we'd at least touch 29.30. I guess gold had some other some other things to say about that. Now, this was after the pump started happening. This support and all that. This pump started happening. Not the most recent pump, but the one before was after Trump came out and said, great time to buy. And then stocks went up, gold went up at the same time as well. But just in the last 24 hours since our video, since our live stream, let me show you. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 4-hour time frames. Now, interesting. Oh, here we go. Let's go back. One, you can see right here, it did. We talked about this area here of the 3,120. That was from this high and this low. So it actually did find some resistance on the 4-hour time frame around there. Okay, so that was the hurdle that we needed to get over and hold over to say, new all-time high in gold coming imminently. Okay, this again, 4-hour time frame, and there you go, right there, printed a new all-time high. We head up to 3,160 something. Actually, it's 360 at 3,173, and then here's where we are now. Another one, that's another 4-hour period, and let me just get to where we are. Okay, let me just do that. Let me cancel that, and yes, I'll cancel that. And that's where we are now. So what an amazing move, okay? The thing I'm going to caution you on, that's a really big move in a short amount of time for gold, okay? This, I could be completely wrong on this, and I've been harping on this so much, okay? The steam hasn't run out, okay? Clearly hasn't run out yet, but towards the end of things running out, when you have, I don't know if you've had electronics or something like that, where it does this last little burst of energy towards the end, and then okay? Just watch out here. The velocity of that is actually quite concerning, I think, personally, okay? We also have, let me show you here. I'll get rid of that for you for the moment. Let's show you here. Higher high on the daily. Now look, came down, higher high, big move, okay? Higher high, we've got a trend line right here. That's at around about $3,200. Higher high on the dailies, still flattening out or slightly like a lower high on the relative strength index. So you've got to watch out for those quick bursts, okay? That's kind of a bit of mania going on. People are going, we've had no, this, it hasn't finished. It hasn't finished. Oh, we're still going, and then eventually it ticks over and has a bit more of a longer consolidation. I'm going to tell you guys, just chill. Now, this is on the daily time frame. We do have to look at the other time frames. So let me show you the weekly. So maybe I'm completely damn incorrect. Could be. We could sail, man. Another few weeks, sure, we could sail just higher and higher and higher. But it just feels, ugh. Now on the daily, I can see that. Okay, potential bearish divergence playing out. It did play out here. That's why we saw that move. Okay, but still, if we start closing a major peak here on the daily and then that closes once again, well, then you'll have a similar setup, okay? And this is where on the shorter term time frame, you could do something like this. I don't know, pick it, like, I'm just spitballing, right? Okay, something like that, you find a high somewhere, but this right here fails to make a new high. So then all I would do is then I would just move that, and then that would become technically a flattening out or a lower high on the relative strength index. Higher high, lower high, more bearish divergence, okay? Be wary. Just be wary. But look, here's the great thing. If you're dollar cost averaging, it doesn't matter anyway. Just buy on the regular and ride the wave, okay? That's pretty much as Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange said on a video the other day, actually about a month ago, and then they came out with a short saying, just hold on for the ride. So it was a good little short that was on their YouTube channel yesterday. Just hold on for the ride. Great, dollar cost average, best way to go. Anyway, I'm concerned here. This is too fast, too high, too quick for me. So I would be watching out for some resistance probably at this trend line. Call it what you want, but you can say something like about, that $3,200 level. If I show you on the 4-hour time frame, you can see very clearly back in extremely oversold overbought, sorry, back in extremely overvalued or overbought. Okay, right there. So just watch here. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's gold. But look, new all-time high. Fantastic to see. Again, on the weekly time frame. Now, the weekly might be saying a different thing. Okay, weekly, that's a big move. Look at that huge candle right there. I need that to clear on the relative strength, but that needs to start making a higher high very quickly. You don't want the steam to start peeling out right here. That would signal a reversal. Okay, but look, on the monthly time frame, we're in extremely overvalued. Once again, we've got technically a higher high now. Ooh, this is interesting. So a higher high on the relative strength index that could signal a continuation of the trend. However, again, you don't spend forever in extremely overvalued. And this is on the monthly time frame, okay? Doesn't spend forever there. So it's not going to do this, right? It's not going to go like this and just, you know, it doesn't do that, okay? It will tick over at some point. It will do something like that at some point, okay? Because it has to. So just again, from around about here-ish, I'm just, you know, just watch out, okay? And again, but dollar cost average, you buy when it's high, you buy when it's lower, and you're averaging your cost in over time, and you're fine, okay? As long as you have regular dry powder, what happens if it goes back down to $2,500 US? What are you going to do? It's better to not, you know, spend all your cash chasing the high. Just again, dollar cost average. Then you buy some lower. Fantastic, okay? It's just a nice smooth gradient of the average cost that you've got over time. Best way to do it. That is gold, but good to see. New all-time high. Fantastic. Just watch out from here, people. Silver. Silver not doing as much, basically not a lot at all. Here is silver on the daily time frame, $31.15 US. Great to see it over $31. That's good to see. I need to see it hold there, okay? And it needs to clear here for confidence, as we've been talking about. That's $32.20. Got to clear here, bare minimum. I need 31 to hold, all right? And then let's do something like that. That's really good, okay? That would be good news, right? For silver, I am still watching out for a potential tick over here. If you find reversal here, okay, that's pretty clear right there, right? See that? Good. Get it, got it, good. Watch out for that, okay? Lower prices are potential, okay, for silver, and I've been warning a possible distribution, okay? You can call it do you want to call it like a Bart pattern, something like that, where you can definitely see like an arc, a dome, like that, where you can come up and then dunk, okay? So you still got to watch out for $26 US with a slight potential down to 24-ish US dollars. That's 20%, 30% chance at this stage, okay? What will negate all of that? Clearing $35. You clear $35 roughly, do that. It is golden time. Well, it's actually silver's time, right? But it would be amazing, and that's then onwards upwards to 50, like really quickly. So if you break $35, let's say in this next, if you break $35 this quarter, so we've just started the new quarter, so anywhere up until the end of June, if you break 35, 50 is quite possible by the end of the year, okay? But that has to be broken at $35 US very clearly, and over 32.50, please, and thank you. Clear here for more confidence. That is silver. XPT, platinum, not a lot to say, still within my range, $932. Bias is to the downside. Watch out for the best buy zone. Anywhere between 900 to 750. Looking out for 870 and 840. Nothing else to say on platinum. That's all you get. Gold to silver ratio creeping up higher at 102. I still think we do have a test of that 110 to 112 range right there. I think that was because it was a Fibonacci area. Could I be wrong? Yes. Would I be happy to be wrong? Yes, because silver is then outperforming gold. As this is creeping higher and higher, what are you doing? Are you buying gold? No, you're buying silver because it's getting into its outlying territory. Silver is highly undervalued versus gold right now. Traditionally, it's way, way lower, okay, this area. Okay, so buy silver here, wait until it drops again, and then swap your silver for gold if you want to. You may never sell your silver, okay, but you need to know which metal is, overvalued or undervalued versus the other. If you just want to up your ounces over time, you may never want to sell your silver, but you also may want to, there might be periods where it's better to be in gold, or it's better to be in silver, because then you can up your silver or ounces of gold over longer periods of time. You can teach your children about the generational way to increase their precious metal stacks by following the gold to silver ratio and swapping in and out at major peaks and troughs. Yeah, good. Gold to silver ratio, right there. That's where we are. I am looking for that 110 to 112 range. AUD to USD, just so because people are interested in it. We are back above 62 cents. Nothing saying we're creeping higher at this stage unless we hold around about 62 cents, and that remains as support. Who knows what's going to happen with tariffs? So yeah, could go that way or could completely tank down. I don't know. The one thing I would say, we have already been in extremely, we've gone into oversold territory or undervalued for the Australian dollar. Okay, so yeah, I could see a move back up. Okay, that would follow the relative strength index already being in extremely undervalued for the Aussie dollar. So a strengthening of the Aussie dollar, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be surprising, but I don't know, because Trump's doing his Trumpy thing as he does. Trust the process, people, and who knows what's going to happen? I don't. But technically, we want that to lower if we want to see our US dollar denominated assets go up in our Australian dollars. Rhodium is not doing much of anything. Let's take a quick look at palladium. Okay, let's do a quick one on palladium. Here is palladium on the weekly time frame, priced in US dollars, 917 US dollars. It is lower than the price of platinum. Okay, quite unusual. Okay, it does happen, but here's what I'm noting with palladium. Again, I don't invest in physical palladium. I'm physical silver or physical gold, sometimes physical platinum, but I don't do physical rhodium and I don't do physical palladium. You could do palladium. It's a little, the physical premiums are a little bit more, and you don't get, from memory, you don't get spot price for palladium. I think it was usually 80 or 90%, something like that. If any bullion dealer actually gives you spot price in the first place. There's only 2 businesses in all of Australia that actually would even consider giving you spot price for silver or gold. And of course, one of them's Bullion Now, who I worked for. I'm first employee at Bullion Now many, many years ago. And of course, Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. But with palladium, yeah, it is harder to get. There is GST attached to it as well, so you have to pay that extra 10% here in Australia. I'm not in it, but I wouldn't even if I was looking to get in it, not right now, because what we've seen is we have absolutely, it seems like at the moment, we've broken out of this. It's not a full-on arc dome structure that I've drawn in here, but it seems like it's starting to potentially break down, okay, or even further. So I watch out for that support level at 840, and if 840 is taken out, then your next level would be right here at technically the best buy zone. I did have that drawn in a while ago. That's major support, okay, so right here, that is between $600 and $460. Okay, so let me actually draw that in. Okay, I'll do that. So that is 600 to 460. Okay, if there's a way that you can, I'm going to have to do that a different way. If there's a way that you can get into into palladium without necessarily getting the physical, okay, then maybe consider it. Yeah, 600 down to 460 if that 840 level breaks. I really need to see that break up pretty quickly for palladium. Okay, that needs to break back into here. It's got to close above There, you can see that right there very clearly. That is at 1,140 US dollars. Start doing that. That's probably a change. You call that a change of market structure. That's looking quite bullish for palladium if you do that. My getting excited level is at $1,450 roughly. And that's because it's the 0.236 from this high and this low on the Fibonacci level. Okay, start doing that. Okay, we'll start talking turkey. Okay, nowhere near it. My bias is probably to the downside at the moment for palladium. Could certainly just range for a bit as long as you hold that 840. Cool, no worries. You could do that forever and a day, but it will make it doesn't do this forever, right? It will make its choice eventually, whether it does that or whether it does that. My bias is that. Okay, if you can find a way to get into palladium that's, decently cheap, it's not going to screw you over in the back end when it comes to sell the physical, fantastic, do that. Otherwise, maybe look at some kind of palladium play, whether that's a palladium mining stock or a palladium index, something like that. Give that a go. Let me know if you find one. That would be great. That's all the precious martels. That's the precious martels, people. Speaking of, buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, the greatest bullion dealer in all of Australia. Free shipping when you buy 20 or more items. You can mix and match one of this, two of that, three of that, seven of that. As long as you have 20 or more items in your shopping cart, it's instant free shipping from Perth Bullion Exchange. They're the only bullion dealer in all of Australia that give you free shipping. No other bullion dealer in Australia has ever dared to do it. They don't think it's possible. I guess they don't think it's feasible. Now they know it's feasible. Now, this is the thing. Before Perth Bullion Exchange started doing free shipping, it was an unknown quantity. It's like, well, I don't think a bullion dealer can even. How do those US guys even do it? I don't know how they do it. No, they've got their margins are higher, or their shipping network is much cheaper. All right, we just can't do it here in Australia. Okay, well, sorry, bullion dealers, and I'm including all the ones I worked for: Goldstackers, Bullion Now, Ainslie, all of those big boys. Sorry, now it's proven. The company is now almost 1 year old. They launched in May of last year. Free shipping the entire time, 20 or more items in the shopping cart, and they haven't gone out of business. And if anything, they've gone from strength to strength. Okay, so this is to you, bullion dealers. Now it's time to pony up. Every customer of a bullion dealer should be asking just casually and friendly, hey, when are you guys going to start doing free shipping? Because Perth Bullion Exchange, have been doing this for nearly a year and haven't gone out of business. So why can't you guys do it? You should be asking them that. Of all of all the competitors, all the previous companies I worked for, ask them that question. Why aren't you guys doing free shipping now? Okay, this was just like the spot price thing. Why aren't all companies buying back at spot price? Goldstackers could do it when they started it. They were the first one to do it. I happened to be one of their first employees too. Bullion Now started doing it when I was one of their first employees, or I was their first employee. They started buying back at spot. Okay, why can't companies buy back at spot as well? It's because, I would say mostly because they're choosing not to. Okay, mostly. There are some businesses I know have very high overheads that maybe can't do it, but you can figure it out. Okay. Anyway, same thing with shipping. Ask them. They should be doing it. Perth Bullion Exchange is the best though. perthbullion.com.au. Comments? All right, let's do some comments. We'll talk Bitcoin, crypto, etc. Fantastic to see so many comments here. We've already had that one super chat. Good to see. Let's see, my people. Mid comments. No, you know what? I'm going to do... No, I'll do a few here. Let me see. Anything on particular on gold or anything that we've talked about? Anything in particular? Oh, no, there's something else I want to talk about too. Okay. No, nothing crazy to do. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can find this thing. There we go. It was this one. I'm going to play something for you. And I have a question for Jason. Jason. Give me 1 second. I'm going to mute that. And then I'm going to put system audio on. And we're going to watch something very quickly and see if I can share this screen. So if I share this screen now, The sound effects are muted. No, that should come up. Let me double check that. If I hit the play button, what happens? Let me see if that comes up. No, it doesn't. Not that sound effects. That's something different. Give me 1 second. That's not playing. So it was not the sound effects. It was something else. I know. Isn't this riveting? Isn't it riveting, people? Share screen. No, Joe. Is that a thing? No. You want to see me? Of course you want to see me. Echo cancellation? No. System audio muted. I won't want that. Give me 1 second. Dang it. Scene, profile, mic, camera, overlays, source, scene, system audio. I want system audio. I don't want that to be muted. I want that unmuted. Sorry, this is the most riveting show that you've ever seen in your entire life. And basically, did I screw this up and I can't do it? Echo cancellation. I don't want to use source, camera, blank, scene, profile, edits. No. Mics, overlays. No. Recording. Output. Video monitor, audio monitor. Text sharing window, options. Show picture in picture. No, I know. This is isn't this the most riveting thing you've ever seen in your life? Sound effects, sound levels. Well, screw you. Sound levels. Okay, it's not there. Damn, I can't do it. Okay, no, I can't do it. Where's my system audio? I know, this is so good. Isn't it so good? Yeah, no, okay, screw that. Can't do it. All right. Don't worry about that then. Let's go to something else. That's really annoying. Okay, whatever. Let's go to here. We're going to do some Bitcoin, then we'll do some comments, then we'll get out of here, and then maybe this thing will have fixed itself. Okie dokie. Here we go. Here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame price in USD, $79,500 US. Okay, we had the move up to, gee, what do you know? Where did we find resistance at? $82,600 US. That's from this high, the all-time high, and the new possible low. Okay, so it's not a low. Okay, it's a possible low at this stage, but the most recent low. So this high and the most recent low, the most recent all-time high, the most recent low right here. Then you have the 0.236, and that was at 82,585. We really need to see that be crossed, and what we did is bang on the money. So you can't tell me that Fibonacci is not a thing. It is absolutely a thing that traders use. Okay, traders use it. So you could have seen the bottom here. You could have found that potential little double bottom there and seen this is probably going to be an area of resistance. So hey, I didn't take any of this trade. Didn't take the trade. With Bitcoin, that's not a huge percentage gain, so you'd probably need some leverage to make some decent money, or you need to put down a whole bunch of decent money to do it. I'm not willing to do that at the moment. But out of interest, gee, resistance right on the 0.236. That is a spike up to 83,500, but right there, $82,585, $86, bang on it. So we closed right on that 0.236. We've opened yesterday and it's down, okay? We need to get it back above it. So on the 4-hour time frame, here's the level we need to hold in order to say, okay, a little healthy bounce, a little healthy retracement. We need to bounce from here. And you're going to do from here and here. And that's where it needs to, it's bouncing so far, it needs to hold, okay? So it needs to hold right here at the 0.618. That's at $78,024. Call it right there, okay? So we're in the zone, the bounce zone. It must hold right there. If it doesn't, then shunk. Very likely, okay? Very likely you're going to see lower prices in Bitcoin. That's a very key, crucial area. $78,000 roughly. Must bounce. I mean, preferably you want to see a bounce here, but it has to bounce off here and start making higher highs, okay? If it doesn't do that, boonk. Down she goes, people. Okay, so watch out for $78,000 roughly as the current support level. And of course, we are not getting any kind of excited or any kind of confident until we at least clear 87,700. And then we'll talk full bull 2025. Cycle hasn't finished. if we start closing and supporting, holding above 96,000 US dollars. That's it. So far, a bit of a relief rally and bias to the downside at this stage. Yeah, but cracked through that 78,000. Not good. Not good. Okay, that is Bitcoin. Altcoins. The others market. So far, holding up. Okay, all right. This is the others market, which is the entire crypto market, altcoins, that is minus the top 10 in terms of market cap. We had a move up to 210 billion. What did I do here? Yeah, I took this low and this high. We've bounced in the zone that we need to bounce in. That's good. And we're back out of that zone. That's also good. Okay, so right here, right here is the zone that we needed to bounce. So far we have bounced, so that's good to see. I need it to break back out above 200. Excuse me. I'm so sorry, guys. Still getting over this thing. Got to bounce back over 205 billion and hold that, preferably. Yeah, that 205. Start doing that, and like I said the other day, come back, maybe test 215, come back and test 205, bounce off there and get back up to the uptrend line. Okay, then this could be the bottom. Sure, you never know. On the daily, it's very detailed here, so let me get rid of a few things for you so you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, all that. Okay, clearly you need to get back above the major uptrend line on the altcoin market. Some believe it is going to happen, and you could be absolutely correct. You could be. This could be the best buying opportunity in the entire world. I ain't touching it with a 10-foot pole, okay, except for the crypto that I'm currently in, which I made that mistake on, which you all know about, Pengu. I might have to just cut my losses on that. Still not willing to do it just yet, okay? But yeah, got to clear this uptrend line. Bare minimum, okay? Start doing that, then we'll get a little bit more confident, okay? Do that. Oh, okay, we're in this kind of nice zone again, okay? And then quite likely you have a test of about 260, 250 billion. And what it does from there, if it rejects there and then heads back down, okay, sure. But the ultimate is what you want is the following, okay? Follow that line and then do that and maybe that and that. Oh, chef's kiss for a altcoin season 2025. Nowhere near there at the moment. You can easily come back up here to about 230, 220 billion, find it as resistance, and then bang back down. Or you could just literally find the resistance here, and then it breaks support, and then down we go. Okay, bear all of that in mind. What does the relative strength index tell me? On the daily, not much. On the daily we've, I guess, technically hit the bottom end of the oversold range, the bottom end of the normal range. We haven't gone into extremely oversold or undervalued. So yeah, there's room to move back down. Okay, and you can spend a lot of time in here. That would take crypto, way down here. On the weekly time frame, just looking at the relative strength index right now, we are lower low. Okay, let me just check something here. Okay, give me 1 second. I need to go to my divergence cheat sheet. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go back here just so I don't want to see this, so you can't see the screen in case all my banking information comes up. Let me show you. Ooh, that's cool. Let's share the screen again. Here's the divergence cheat sheet. I'm still learning about, I never remember, okay? So we talk about regular divergences and hidden divergences. So what is it when? So a higher low and a lower low. Okay, so a hidden bullish divergence. So it's a hidden bullish divergence is where you have a higher low in the price of the thing, in the number, but you have a lower low on the oscillator that you're using. Typically, most people use the relative strength index, or they'll use the on-balance volume, the OBV. I'm learning more about the OBV at the moment, but the RSI I know a decent amount about. Higher low in the price, lower low. Okay, that's interesting. On others. Okay, so what do we see? We see a higher low in the price. Now, this is the market cap, okay, but you can basically treat it like the price of it, okay? Higher low, that's definitely, it looks like a spike down, if this is a point, okay. Excuse me. Potential hidden bullish divergence on the altcoin market, okay? And what would confirm it? The question becomes, is this spike down the pivot point? So I don't know that, okay? There's probably not enough time to say, oh, you see, you could have done it here. This is the thing, right? You could have done it here. Actually, you couldn't have done it here because that would have been a high. But when it went down to, when the price got down to here, right, at 200 billion, excuse me, you could say, that's a peak, but then it made a lower low. Okay, so I don't know whether this is the major pivot. It'll probably say it after the fact, but there's a potential for a hidden bullish divergence where you've got a higher low and a lower low on the relative strength index. So bear that in mind. We are in the pretty low territory on the relative strength index for others. I mean, we haven't been extremely oversold since 2022. That's after the big bear market, okay, after the big bull in 2021. Yeah, okay. Potential hidden bullish divergence. That's all I'm going to say. Don't quote me on that. It might not be the case because we could come down and form a much lower, you could form a big drop here, and then that technically would be a lower low and a lower low, and that's just a continuation of the trend, okay? So I don't know whether this is the pivot point just yet, but interesting. Just watch out for it. I would say, though, here's where you would know it is. If we start doing that thing, you start creeping back above there and you go, oh, okay, we're back above a major trend line. That's the pivot point. Then you can say, oh yeah, hidden bullish divergence and looking good for a pump, okay? Watch out for that. Or if you don't want to watch out for it, follow me and subscribe to me and I will keep you abreast. And who doesn't want to be kept abreast? That's the altcoin market. Some of my faves. Let's take a quick look. ACH, still under its 2 cent mark. Not a lot to say. Get above 2 cents. Do something like that and we'll talk turkey. I'll start getting interested at 3 cents. That's ACH. Honestly, literally all I have to say. XRP, for the XRP fans, of which there are many. It is the crossover crypto between the precious metals world and the crypto bros. Where do we find resistance at? Oh, this is on the daily. We already found resistance at that exact $2.08, $2.10 mark. That's the amount, that's the area you need to close over. Do that. We'll talk potential higher prices. Nowhere near there, yeah. And yeah, lower prices coming unless we do that. Cool, that's XRP. Out of interest, I'll take a quicker look at Toshi. This is Toshi on the Coinbase exchange, priced in USD. 00025, still hovering around. Not a lot to say. Might be forming a bottom here. You could say if you want to. Sure. And if it crosses below my 0.022 area, which I've had drawn in before, crosses below there, then yeah, you're probably going to do that. Otherwise, hey, watch out for that 0.00044 area that I talked about. Where is that? Around about there. No, it's right about there. That 5 mark. This is on the Coinbase exchange. Excuse me, if I do this instead, Dex Screener. That was the wrong chart. I thought I'd cheat and do the Coinbase chart. Really can't. I have to do the proper Toshi chart right there on the daily time frame. Yeah, not a lot to say. Close above 0.0004. I'll be cautiously optimistic. Close 0.0007. Really, really good sign. That's it. Cool. And someone asked for me to look at a specific thing, and I will do that for. They didn't ask me to do it, but I will do it. So let's take a look at US oil. I'm so sorry. I got to clear this thing out of my system. Let's see. US oil. I'm pretty sure I have it here. Of course I do. Let me go oil. Just oil. Crude futures. Oil futures. No, I think it's just, isn't it just US oil? Yeah, crude oil, TVC. Oh, I do have it. It's removed from my. I don't want to remove it from my watch list. Where is it? It's USTU. Oh, it's right there. Yunk. All right. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. Let's go to the monthly time frame. This is crude oil going all the way back to 1983 and even further. I will get rid of you for the moment. Oh yes, that's when we had that huge. Look at that spike. Ignore that spike, because I wonder if there's a better one that I can use. Never mind. Okay, here we go. We'll do that. Let's take a look at US oil, US crude oil. This is the CFDs at the moment, but it is it follows and tracks the price of US crude oil. We're at $59.77. A lot of people are talking about a potential much higher move in US oil coming. But where are we at the moment? Let's see. So we've got the support level very clearly of $75 US. Okay, once you break that, right there, that is your change of market. That is your bullish change of market structure right there. Okay, so let me pop that in at technically, I think it's at $78 US. Okay, so let me pop that in. Bullish over here. Okay. Quite bullish if you break and hold $78 US. Clear resistance, clear support, clear resistance again. We had that move recently. This was in March of 2022, a few years now, at $130 per US oil barrel. Okay, and we're down at that 60 mark at the moment. We have seen this little drop in the last month though. Okay, let's take a look last week and the last couple of days. So very clearly got to clear back over that $78 US mark. What else do I need to show you? I don't know the direction it's going to go. I will say to you that there's some really amazing people over at North Star Bad Charts. I do subscribe to them. They have actually suggesting that crude is going to be going much higher coming very soon. Gold, commodities, etc., going higher, and US oil would be one that would go higher as well with it. But let's just take, again, at the technicals though, we're not there yet. Okay, you've got to clear that $78 US a barrel. That's the absolute key. Bullish change of market structure, hold that, and then onwards and upwards we would go. Let's see, out of interest, does Fibonacci, and I'm not sure if it does, but let's find out. Does Fibonacci play any kind of role in hindsight, but then potentially future forecasting the price of US oil? Okay, let me take a recent. I'm going to go back a while. I'm going to go back on the monthly. Let's see if there's been any predictors. Okay, and we're going to go. The short answer is I haven't done this. I'm just checking to start. I'm just checking for the first time. So I'm going to take it from 1990 and then a low of 1999 when US oil was $10 a barrel. By the way, I think back then Mike Maloney was, I think when Mike Maloney was screaming for $10 a barrel, and he was right. So let's take this and this. I'm just checking to see if there's any correlation at all. There might not be, but there might be. Okay, right there. Let me get rid of the that one for a second, just to see if there's any kind of correlation. It looks like there is a bit of correlation there. Okay, sure, that's interesting. Okay, so you've got this high and this low. You've got the 0.786 was an area of resistance. Previous all-time high. Okay, that's obvious. That's going to be support. Out of interest, that's a level of support right there. You found massive resistance at the 4.236 at around about your $140 a barrel. Okay, came back down to randomly, not to the previous all-time high back up here, but down to the 0.786 at the $35 level. Cool. Bit of resistance there. Okay, this is not bad. I think enough people probably believe that Fibonacci is a tool to use. Enough of the big investors and the big whales and go away. Yeah, I don't want my alert. Thank you. And they're probably potentially placing trades accordingly. So I do feel like it is somewhat valid. Okay, but now I'm going to take this from a different level, and I'll take it from. Now here's the problem. I don't really know where to know where to take that from. I'm going to discount this spike, obviously, because we're not going to do a spike all the way down to 1 cent. I don't know how that's just a big blip. I don't think anyone actually capitalized on that, I'd imagine. So 140, and we'll take it to the COVID low, roughly, and that's at about $18, $20. Does it line up pretty well? Ish. Okay, yeah. Not bad. You could say the 0.786 right there at 118. So look, short answer for me is I don't know what's going to go on with US crude oil. Some people do believe it's going to go much higher. It won't be going much higher, and it's not bullish. It's currently bearish, actually. It's currently bearish, at least on the, if I show you let me pop up the relative strength index though. There's a potential massive, no, that's not it. No, short answer is not bullish until after 78 US dollars. Okay, break there, and then you'll be looking good. That's all you need to say. Do that, great. That's a potential for much higher prices. And who knows how high it could go from there? I don't know. So short answer is bullish after 78 US dollars. Sorry, Richard, I cannot be more helpful than that. I don't know much about the whole oils, how the oil industry works and all that. I'm more your precious metals guy. I'm not your oil guy. But if anyone knows more about it, please let me know. But I'm going to trust the likes of North Star Bad Charts and say there's a great potential for $78 to be broken eventually if they're quite bullish on crude oil. Okay. So I would actually trust those guys. So yeah, I'm on balance of probability. I'm going to say bullish for oil eventually. Cool. That is all of that. Final comments. I will get through some comments. Okay. Comments, people. Lots of people watching. Fantastic. Let's see. Comments. If you really want me to see something, the super chat does help. People talking about alts. Okay, bought some alts for a percentage of my stack. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you sold some of your stack to buy alts, did you? Okay, I bought some alts for a percentage of my stack. I think that's what you mean. I could be wrong. Rip City Bandwagon. I love that name. I love stacking physical. I love stacking physical uranium. That's good. Nice. Just joking. Yes, silver all the way. That's so funny. We're shooting for generational wealth for 2026 when the music has stopped, and I know most here have already purchased their ticket to ride, so beware of the sheeple that will get blindsided. Yes, don't be one of the sheeple that gets blindsided, people. Yeah, RIP physical uranium stackers. That's hilarious. Gerald talking to retired neighbors completely in the market, and so Gerald, he's saying to Gerald, talking to retired neighbors completely in the market, and they are freaking out. Normies rushing in soon to precious metals. Yeah, I think you could be right. Yep, it's gonna get weird. I do agree. The media is shouting about gold, but whispering about silver. What's the hand? Watch the hand. Watch the hand. What's the other hand doing? Then when we see the 2017 December bottleneck in Remember, right before the Mount Gox, Okay. Best get your people verified and set up or suffer a delay of processing. Got some more DGB today. You guys, DGB. And are you saying Digibyte? Is that what you mean by DGB, or is that a mining stock or something like that? Do you mean Digibyte? Old school Digibyte? I think you do. Let's see. Yeah, it is Digibyte. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Do your own research as always. Merry Christmas. I love you, man. Actually, I am gonna check. I haven't had DGB. Give me 1 sec. If I'm gonna be so annoyed if DGB is like completely just rocketing up to the moon. DGB on Binance. Let me have a quick look. I haven't had DGB on my thing for a long time. DGB, that's the monthly time frame. Okay, quick little side thing. Here is DGB, Digibyte, on the monthly time frame priced in US dollars. 0.001. Okay, this is because a lot of someone in particular in my channel on the live stream, Gerald, talks a lot about Digibyte recently and believes it's going to be one to watch out for. Okay, you could be right. You could be right if the crypto run is continuing in 2025, or pick another cycle down the track. Okay, but I believe, as far as I'm aware, you believe it to be really on the cards pretty soon. From a technical perspective, we have a few hurdles to get over. So let's do a quick little thing here. We went up to 18 cents. That was back in 2021. Now, this is the Binance exchange price. Okay. So I may have higher highs if DGB. Was DGB around in OG 2018 days? I think it was. Give me 1 second. No, DGB. Digibyte, OKX, okay, KuCoin. Now, KuCoin would, if anyone's going to have it, or HTX would have an older one as well. And I guess I'll check OKX as well. So give me 1 sec. I'll check all of them. That goes back to, Digibyte goes back to, oh, that's just April. No. This Digibyte goes back to March. Why is, oh, okay. All right, this is interesting. So this Gerald could be wringing his hands right now going, ha, 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 see, I told you what's going on. So my first question would be, why are exchanges either relisting or listing for the first time, or maybe they're relisting DGB? Why is OKX just relisted, I guess, unless they never had it on, or just listed DGB, old school DGB, in March of this year? And if I take a look at, this is on HTX. HTX might be a better one. No, this goes back to March of last year. Why March of last year? Why now? Okay, and this is DGB versus BTC. This is the KuCoin exchange price. And this goes back all the way to, there we go. All right, so that's DGB. This is the KuCoin ones. This goes back. It was 2017, 2018. Okay, now I have some better things. Can I do a USD equivalent on there? Let's see. Yeah, okay. So this is probably the best I can find it. I would rather find a better model. DGB. Sorry, guys. DGB perpetuals. Now I just added that one. I guess I'll check crypto.com. DGB on, I did a DGB on OKX. Coin metrics. Yeah, okay. Give me one moment later. Oh, okay. That's a good one. That's not bad. I think I'm going to have to do, yeah, that's OKX from 2018. That was the one, the crypto one. That's from what? Oh, okay. Cool. This is the one then. Yeah, I thought Digibyte was because I've been in crypto since 2013 and I remember Digibyte from ages away. All right, cool. This is the one to look at on crypto, whatever that is. Okay. Let's take a look at Digibyte. Old school Digibyte crypto that Gerald, one of my amazing subscribers, has been harping on about for a very long time, saying, not for a very long time, but recently saying, this is one you need to really watch out for. So let's take a look. Let's take a quick history with it and where we could potentially be going if the crypto run continues in 2025 or another cycle down the track. I was just able to find, it took me a little bit of time, but I was able to find the most historical chart. This is the crypto chart. I've forgotten what exchange that is or whatever, but it's Digibyte, okay, on the monthly time frame. Price in US dollars, 0094. Let's see where we've come from and where we are at the moment and where we might go to. So this goes back all the way to February of 2014. I've been in crypto since 2013. Okay, this is OG stuff. DigiByte has been around for a very long time. So let's do a quick bit of history. Up here, it was around about 1.5 cents. Then we had a move back in 2015 down to like whatever that is, okay, quadruple zero something. Then the old heydays. Do you remember were you in crypto back in 2017, 2018? I was, talking about ICOs and all that kind of stuff. Then we had a move up in good old January of 2018 where everything topped out, okay, a move to 14 cents. Okay, so we're talking, quadruple something to 14 cents. So we're talking, hey, if you had have been, not that many would have been, okay, not many people would have realized, but that's a 635,000% increase. Basically, almost no one except for, I don't know, the people down here made a good bit of money, but they probably would have sold further up, round about here. Anyway, 1.4 cents. Then we had to move back down to 0.003 roughly. And then technically, man, we had a higher high in May of 2021. That's not bad, okay? Not bad at all. And then since then, we've had a massive consolidation and we've been finding support roughly at around about 0.006. Okay, so that's your main support area. What I'm going to do is quickly do some Fibonacci lines and see if there's a lot of confluence there. And if it is, then we can potentially use it as a predictor later on. Cool. So give me a couple of moments. I'll use this to see, out of interest, I'll take from the really old high and the first old high and the first old low. Does that... Oh, okay, cool. Need I say more? Need I say more? I will check a different one for confluence though, but out of interest, this is from the old high, okay, of when it first launched to when it's major low, okay. It's getting a bit detailed here, but can you see any areas of confluence? It seems like you can see some areas of confluence. Yeah, you really can, okay. So from this high and this low, you've got a peak right there at the 4.236. That's at that 6.5 cent mark. Okay, we'll use some other Fibonacci to see if we could predict those higher peaks, but out of interest, isn't it random that you would find support? Why would you find support? Let me get rid of the Fibonacci for a second, okay? Let me show you this. Why? Okay, so all right, we have this move up to 6.5 cents, okay, and then it's having some consolidation. Okay, well, what you would normally expect is some consolidation at the previous high right there. So you would kind of go, okay, it's going to find support at around about that 1.6, 1.5 cent mark, right? Obviously. But now it did, out of interest, it found support on the monthly time frame, but they had a couple of spikes. So how can you predict where it might potentially spike down to? Well, geez, right? I popped that on. You find massive support at the 0.5 level from this high and this low. Okay, then another support level right there. You can see very clearly we came back up to touch. Now this is getting a little bit iffy up the top end here, but this is like the 11.0189 Fibonacci, and you can see the very clear support level right here of that 006 area. That's that major support that we've been talking about. So yeah, you could call it somewhat predictive, but let me see if I can find a better one for you, or a more recent one. Let me take it from this high and this low. And Gerald, I want you to pop in right now. Give me the brief reason, like the boilerplate reason why, just short sentences or short little points. Why is DigiByte one of the ones you're watching? Give me the really bullet point version in one thing if you can, and I will read out that comment. I want to know why. Is it because as Liberty Finance, the Trump arm of crypto, have they taken that on board? Is that why? Or to give me the reason. So anyway, this high and this low, and I'll check your comments in just a second. From that high and that low, yeah, you can see the resistance level there and the resistance level there. Yeah, nothing majorly confluent, okay. But now I'll take it from this high and this low. You can definitely see that is an area to watch out for. Okay, let's do that and that. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to favor my old mate. I'm going to favor my old mate right here. Okay. So Digibyte, what are the areas that I would need to see it clear over? Well, let me actually, no, I'm going to delete that or hide that. I will take it from the recent high and the recent low, and these are the areas that you need to see it clear over in order to be confident at all of any majorly higher prices. Okay, so from this high and this low, it's got to clear. I mean, definitely got to clear the 4.6 cent level. Okay, you might find that as big resistance. That's a pretty decent move. Okay, let's see, right there. I'd watch for resistance here. Cool. 4.6 cents. Big resistance. Big resistance. I shall say this only once. Big resistance. Anyone know that reference? You probably don't. Big resistance at 4.6 cents. So you got to start clearing above there. That's a massive move, dudes. From here, that's like pretty big. That's 400% from here. In a crypto bull run, if we're going to go into one in altcoin season 2025, then 400%, that's a pretty decent move just in an altcoin season, okay? Some go thousands of percent, I get it. But I would be watching here, and I would actually say, I'm going to pop it in. That's my take profit one, okay? If I'm not getting in right now, if I were to buy, or if one were to buy Digibyte at around about these prices right now, you would be a fool, I tells ya, a fool not to take some profits at 4.6 cents, 4.5 cents roughly. Again, the Fibonacci from this high and this low, the first one along the way, the 2.36. Okay, you should be taking some profits there. If you don't want to look, I'd be looking at this 7 cent mark for sure. Massive area of resistance right there. This is on the monthly time frame. That would be my TP2. Okay, that's at roughly 7.2 cents. TP2, 7.2 cents. Right there. Okay, you definitely want to take some somewhere. Take some off the table around about this general area here, please and thank you. Could you do that for me, just as a favor to me, because I want you to make money. Okay, that's 400%. That's nearly 7. That's 650%. Please take some profits around about there. I can't guarantee you with any kind of confidence at all that you would ever see a new all-time high in Digibyte. So I'm going to leave it at that. Those are my take profit targets, 4.6 cents and 7.2 cents. Okay, take some profits there. You should be selling half on double. So if you bought in right now and it doubles to around about 2 cents roughly, you should be selling half on double, recoup your initial investment, free ride the rest, and it's all gravy, baby. And clearly, very clearly, you've got this level here that needs to be broken to be even confident that we get up to this take profit target, and that's at your 2.2 cent mark. Okay, that's your bullish, probably your bullish change of market structure is right there at 2.2 cents. So clear that. Cool, great. That would be looking for a good move up to this area here, and please, for the love of God, take some profits there. Thank you. Cool. And then just ride the rest. Don't sell out of your entire bag because you might be really confident that it's the next it in a bit. Sure. Okay. But I need to know the reasons why. So Gerald, please post those fundamentals right now. But that's what I'm looking out for. TP1, 4.6. If it ever gets there, I don't know. It will. No guarantees. 7.2 cents is a take profit target too. And then that's likely if we break 2.2 cents. Okay. So let me pop that in. Then I'm going to get out of here, people. 2.2 cents bullish on break and hold. Cool. Right there. That's your Digibyte. I want to find out why you're so bullish on it, Mr. Gerald. Let's see. All right, I'm checking your comments. Joe, just put an old school back on the Aussie map. Like and share. I did. Real old school. So hits the reason why. So they're both one. Okay, I'm reading your comments. Yes, DGB 2014 it was created, but no graphs will walk you back that far. Yeah, I found it. Let's see. Gee, next stop. This is a long hold. Okay, solid project, says Neil. They both are one new and one old. Okay, DGB both following Ondo as the number one hold, not Bitcoin, but Ondo is my favorite. That's in the real world assets. I need to know why you're so bullish on DGB though. Why is it, please? But each to their own. Let's see. 21 billion size. So 21 billion, okay, instead of 21 million. So back in 2014, the people at DGB went, instead of making it 21 million like Bitcoin, we'll make it 21 billion. Use case, scalability, more nodes, and low cost as high transactions and decentralized. So you're thinking maybe it is the competitor to, and I think it was when it came out, it was all the cryptos that came out around that 2010 to 2013, 2014, 2015 area, many of them were the competitor to Bitcoin rather than being in their own spaces. So if that's what it is, okay, faster. Well, it's going to be faster than Bitcoin, of course. Let's see. It's a long hold, in my opinion, says Jake's Customs Parts. Okay. I will yank 10% off at that time to take profits just for you, Joe. 10% at 4.6 cents. Thank you. Held it for some time. That's good. 21 billion. Yeah, cool. Okay, so that's the reasoning for DigiByte. But is it tied to it? Is it tied to, Liberty Finance, or is it just cause? Just cause. Okay, interesting though. That is DigiByte. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to get out of here. I've got stuff to do, including a haircut. Grab your tasty beverages because you have watched Good Morning Stackers for the last day of the week, Friday the 11th of April 2025. Gerald finally says the community has decided. Join or don't. It's a global movement. Gerald, my friend, could you please, and I know you've done a few of these now, could you please send me an email on that specifically on DigiByte? I really want to know more. Why you're so, I want to know about the community as well, okay? So I'm going to put DigiByte on my, like all altcoins, it's just cause. Jason. Yeah, I want to know. DigiByte's going to go on my watch list, and it's back on, man. And thank you for that. So thanks for back on the watch list. I want to know more. I want to know more about the fundamentals as to why, though. So Gerald, send me an email, please. Finally, grab your tasty beverages because we've got to dance it out, people. It's the last day of the week, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. You'll get another incredible week full of live, maybe not all live. I might be trialing some different things, maybe some standalones, maybe some pre-records. We'll see. But you'll always get to enjoy me live and enjoy everyone else and continue the conversation on Telegram right now. Links in the various areas where the links are. Grab your tasty beverages because you have been watching.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do that.
Synchronize.
3, 2, 1, go.
Now we're on the move.
Woo! Have a great day, everyone. Have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. Stay safe, stay informed. Keep stacking whatever you're stacking. And I'll see you on Monday. Have a great one.